So here is your Chapter 6 study guide, and we're going to look at 6.1 for now. So here are some key concepts from this chapter. Vertical and horizontal motion of a projectile are independent. Independent, not connected. Vertical motion has constant acceleration from gravity. When there's no air resistance, the horizontal motion component doesn't have acceleration, which means it's constant. What does that mean? Well, that means that the equation is very simple. It's distance equals rate times time. Or, in our new math vocabulary, it'll look something like x equals v times t. Like this. And sometimes you'll see with the little I written like that because it's the initial velocity, but really it's the velocity the entire time. The initial velocity and final velocity in the x direction, they're always the same. So it'll look like this. And again, this is the way you're used to seeing it from physical science way back in 8th grade, or maybe math class, algebra 1. What else? When we solve a problem, first we use the vertical motion to figure out the height and the hang time, or the time in the air, and we use the initial vertical velocity. Then, once we know how long the object is in the air, we can use this equation to figure out how far it went. We know the initial velocity, we know the time, we can figure out how far it goes. So first we deal with vertical, then we deal with horizontal, and that's pretty much always the way it works. To figure out how far something goes, that's the range, we look at the acceleration from gravity and then the initial velocity. And it says both components, that means the x component and the y component. And we know that that curved path is parabolic. It's called a parabola. So those are the key concepts. Those are the things you need to know from 6.1.